How's it going, everybody? Adam here. Can you guess where we are? It's at the 12 by 12 cabin. Hope you're having a fantastic day. If you've checked out my community tab or maybe any of the previous videos, well, we have just been, literally reminds me of living in Vancouver. We've had almost 2.5 weeks of just non-stop, just rain. Absolutely rainy. Talking to some people in town earlier, and we're just like almost at the point where we hate to say it, but kind of wishing it was snow. So it was nice earlier. Got a little bit of work done. Oh no, that has a little dent in it. Got a little bit of work done around the homestead for the outside shot yesterday's video. Check that out, a full tour around the place, and hopefully you all enjoyed it. So we are back today with another episode, and if you noticed in the other episode, kitchen's back a mess. So that's what today is. It was nice earlier, but we're back raining again. The chickens, let me just show you the chickens here. Oh, that's bright. So we'll just turn this down. There's the chickens out there. Fools. Oh my. So we are going to get on to it today. We're gonna clean the kitchen area. We're gonna tell some stories, have some laughs, get all that good stuff on the go. So I got my handy dandy tray out, getting ready to do some dishes. So I'll get this out as well. Went to town earlier and picked up some supplies. So what I would also like to get done, I'm thinking, probably shouldn't have done that. Oh well, stay with me. It's not that dirty, so it smells pretty clean. What I'd like to do is, this has been just marinating for probably, I don't even know now. It's a good amount of time. Usually I do it for 4 to 6 weeks. This is probably somewhere around 8 to 12 weeks. What this is I picked it back in the summer months, and that is a heal-all. So what I'm going to make is my salves. So I picked up today some peppermint and some eucalyptus essential oils. That's what I use in with my heal-all salve. I do peppermint because obviously it smells good and it has healing and soothing properties. And same with eucalyptus, healing, soothing, and moisturizing properties in eucalyptus as well. So that's one of the two salves that I make. So I'm hoping that potentially we could hopefully get to that later on, because that's a task that has been needing to get done around the homestead for quite some time. That's the chicken feed. I'm just getting my pot ready because we gotta boil up some water. I had somebody ask in a previous video why I choose to do stuff with the propane stove when I have the wood stove there. Right now it's a little bit too warm out still, and to get the wood stove going to a point where I could use my Dutch oven or use this pot to put on it and get my water boiling, it would be too hot in here. 4 liters of water, so that's why I don't really get the wood stove for cooking yet. I'll just wait until literally the middle of the winter, because that puppy gets a burling. Boom. Oh, startled me a bit. So also, a little point since we're talking about the wood stove, just showing it here. There's the old wood stove. So what you have to be cognizant of with when you're picking out a wood stove for your place, depending on the size and all, that was the smallest one that I could find for this spot at the time that I would be comfortable with. Now I could go way smaller than that, obviously. Excuse me. But the problem is, This is a good size. It can fit between 16 and 18-inch logs. So that's good. Now the problem is with it, it is a bit big for the size of the place. But you also have to keep in mind, once I can get a good coal bed on that, then this place stays warm even in the dead of winter, no problem. You know, a popcorn fart is my goal to kind of keep this, to keep it warm, right? If you could have let off a little popcorn fart in the middle of the day, right, kind of deal, and 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 warm this place, that's my goal. So with that being said, if you go smaller, you're gonna obviously have a more compact amount of wood that you're going to be able to put into it. You're not going to put in full sticks, 14, 16, 18, 20-inch pieces of lumber. So that's going to be a hindrance. And you're going to have to put in smaller stuff, so you're going to be having to stoke it all the time, which is going to be annoying. Also, you have to keep in mind, you know, falling asleep at night, smaller the stove, going to be a little bit harder to build up that coal bed. So chances are, you know, you're not going to get that much of a coal bed. So like I just said, you're going to be up in the middle of the night getting everything on the go, just so you can stay warm and such. So that's kind of my thoughts and my reasonings behind it, at least. Okay. Trying to get this situated here. Okay. Just like in the last time we did this, I like to get everything all situated first, get it set up on the stairs, that way I know what I'm going to be doing. Joys of tiny space living, eh? Alright, so I'm going to get that on the go, get the water boiling, and we'll check back momentarily when that's good to go. Get my, do up my cans, because that's money, money, money. A little bit left. Alright. A little bit left in that one. Dump that in the pot. We'll dump it outside. Chickens are going to be like, what? What do you got for me now? How's this water doing? Still some more for the water. I went to the watershed earlier and filled up my my water jugs. Use that water for doing the dishes and for the chickens, cooking and such. Don't really like to drink it unless I'm in a pinch, just because the water does have fluorine and chlorine in it. I can smell it. That's why, essentially, when later on down the line, like I was talking about in the previous videos, I would like to get a couple different wells here on the property. That way I know the water is absolutely clean, fresh. There's Mrs. up the way. She's lived here since she was knee-high to a grasshopper, and she's an older gal, just an absolute sweetheart. And rough and gruff, but she's a sweetheart. Reminds me of my nan. And and she says she's been on well water, gravity-fed well water, since she could remember at her place. So that's the plan with this place. I know it's possible. If you're off-grid, or if you have a little homestead, how do you have your water set up? Do you have a rain catchment system? Do you catch groundwater, maybe a seasonal brook? Do you have a pond, a lake? Maybe you just have a dug well, hand pump. I was looking at sandpoint wells as well. Now the problem is, I know that this area is covered in clay. So the base of this cabin, it's been 4 years, hasn't moved an inch besides the back corner, like I mentioned in the previous video where I dug out the root cellar and it went down a couple inches, my own fault. But this is a solid clay base, so it hasn't shifted at all just because of my own fault. So with that being said, I don't know. I'd probably have to go down, I don't know, maybe 12 feet to get past the clay, I think. Hopefully maybe not that much, but I was looking at the area for the the well surveys in the area. And there's one that was done right over yonder back in the 90s. And I believe they had a couple test well sites, and they only had to dig down between 20 and 30 feet before they hit groundwater. So that's definitely doable with a sand point well. I just have to figure out a way to, not figure out a way, post hole digger, auger, something, and get that, and we can get down going through there, and might actually try a sand point well as well. So we'll see. And if not, going to have some cisterns, going to have a small pond out back here as well, small pond out here on the other side of the outdoor kitchen. So those two reservoirs in itself are going to be holding a lot of water. Same with the pond up front, and where the pond goes in behind the cabin and branches off in a Y, I'd like to do another little reservoir like that as well. I'm thinking if I can maybe get some 1,000-gallon IBC totes, I could wrap those in a rigid foam, dig down to the level, either have them come in from the top. I'm still doing the logistics, put those in, then that would be a reservoir, and then I could dig them sequentially, so one fills, it would fill another one, and then continue on, and then filters and all that such. But that's just ramblings of a madman right now kind of deal. Okay, that's good. The water is good to go. Ramblings of a madman. You gotta have plans and get excited, though. I'm sure y'all can understand that. Have your own excitements and stuff for your own property. At least I would hope you do. It's exciting. It's exciting planning. It's just a little frustrating that stuff couldn't be like it was back in the day and, be more affordable. Because, man, oh man, it's almost to the point now where building materials cost the same, if not more, than land does, which is crazy. Beautiful. Yeah, I remember back in the day, not that it wasn't around my time, but seeing the articles and the Sears homes. Some of you may be able to remember them when those were around. I remember when Sears was still around, and you could get a Sears home, and literally this home included the paint, the nails, everything, down to the last board, screw, everything. And I want to say $918 comes to mind for some reason. Now, I'm not sure, but then so does around $1,100. So I'm going to say between $900 and $1,100 for a whole house. And some of those houses are even still standing now, which blows my mind. Ship it all to you, build it yourself for, under $1,500. Which, could you imagine? Like, for instance, my Grams. Now I'm probably going to get this number wrong. And it's funny because my mom just told me it a couple weeks ago. Like, $16,000, I think she paid for her house. Or was it 6,000? Maybe it was 6,000. I can't quite remember. But it was, like I was saying, it wasn't no 300, 400,000 like these houses are now. Couldn't even imagine. Beautiful. Okay. Let those soak up. So yeah, if you checked out my previous video, this is how I do dishes. Just get a pail of water on the go, boil it up, and it's just, old school. Like I said in my previous videos, it's just a more connected way of living. You're more connected to the water, you're more connected to the food you eat, more connected to the house, especially if you build it, more connected to the land if you grow your food, which is what it's supposed to be, in my humble opinion. So, get these done up, and then we're good for another week, get cleaned up. I don't have anything taken out for dinner, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But in another video here coming up, I've got a nice pork roast. So we're going to do a pork roast in the Dutch oven. So get excited for that. Pork roast in the Dutch oven. I'm surprised I can't hear the chickens calling. Must be out scratching. I know they were getting a little peeved off, as I think a lot of us were, with 2 weeks straight of rain. Gets a little depressing. Like I say, I'd rather snow. Rather snow. And I came to that conclusion. Some of y'all may think I'm crazy, I don't know, but I came to that conclusion when I lived out in Vancouver. If you know anything about Vancouver and the weather out there, you know that the winters in downtown Vancouver, they are very mild. Chances are they're not going to get a lot of snow in a season, and it is just gray, darky and gloomy. Doom and gloom for the winter season. And that's what it was like for us. Could you imagine, there's like, and I'm not even exaggerating, probably couple months at a time where you don't even see sunlight. It's just misty, foggy, rainy, and mild. Not my cup of tea. I'd rather, like, down here where I am, there's always not more so now, but we're always going to get snow. Chances are in a season. We're always going to get a season, at least for a little bit, where it's going to be snow and in the minus, 10, 20, 30s, right? And I don't mind that, because even still, the sun comes out. Not having a sun for a whole, 6-month season, it wears on you. So I'm sure that probably plays into why some people out there are a little bit, woo, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. But that's a whole nother ball of yarn. That's a whole nother situation out west, where I'm from the East Coast. Me and my brother moved out there, and people would just look at us and be like, "You guys aren't from here, are you?" And we're like, "What do you mean? Is it that obvious? Like, do we got a sticker on our forehead?" And they're like, "No, for instance, when you came in here, I seen you open the door for people, you smile and you look at people and you say hello." And I'm like, "Really? Like, people out here don't do that?" It was a missus at the Dollarama. And she's like, "Nope, they do not do that out here." Not to say that they don't, but it is very uncommon. So when we popped in that day, especially with me and my brother, because we're all, hey, blah, 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 ha, typical, right? East Coasters. And she was just like, "Yep, you guys aren't you guys aren't from here." And as soon as we said we're from the East Coast, she's like, "Oh yeah, that makes complete sense." And we found that a lot out west. I remember we were staying on a reservation, camping at a reservation, living out my brother's Jeep for the last 2 or 3 weeks before we hitchhiked home. And where was I going with this story? Oh yeah, the people out there that would just, because we would always start a campfire, and so it would be like moths to a flame. So these people would come over, not that we cared, but we'd be cordial with everybody, talk with everybody, and I'm not lying when I would say, crackheads literally would come over, and it's crazy. So anyway, guy came over one time and just started chatting, and just out of the blue, I remember he looked at me, and he's like, kind of like puffed out his chest, and he's like, "Hey, I drive an $85,000 truck. You ever hear of I think it was a Denali." He's like, "You ever hear of the Denali?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool, man. Like, that's cool. Cool, man." He's like, "Yeah, make all this money, and I do all this, and I have all this." And he's like strutting around like he's cock of the walk. And me and my brother are just like, not even phased. Like, what are you even going on about? Like, good for you, man. And he was like, just like a one-upmanship vibe kind of deal, right? Like, if another person would say something, be like, "Oh, well, I have this, and I've done this, and blah, 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 blah," right? So it's just a big competition, which is, it took a while. It took a while for us to get used to be honest with you. To be quite honest with you. Okay. Not making the same mistake I did last time. I am saving my dirtiest dishes for last. Because last time, in the last time we cleaned up the cabin, I cooked up what was it, tandoori chicken or tikka masala? No, it was spicy butter chicken. And stupid me, didn't I do that dish first in here? And absolutely dirtied up my dishwater. So, learn that little trick from me mother. Oh yeah, don't dirty up your dishwater on your first dishes. Save them for your last ones. I'm like, well, by golly gee willikers, Batman. Doesn't that make sense? You must have done this once or twice, right? Oh boy. We're going to see, and fingers crossed, really hoping and praying that the rain stops for a couple days. Oh, please, come on. I really want to get back to that bathhouse. Oh, I really want to get back to it. But I'm not working out in it when it's blowing a gale and all that jazz. Because the next step, I got to do Tyvek. And when I was building this place and building another homestead, it turned, and I'm sure you can attest with this, because it seems to always work out this way. When you get to like doing Tyvek or tar paper, like stuff on a roof that's in like, a 9-foot or 8-foot or 10-foot roll, it finds like it's the windiest day just seems to happen when you're doing it. And especially with me, I'm doing it with one person, so it's just like blowing around like a sail on a ship. And here I am trying to do it, and it's no fun. No fun. Okay, we're going to continue along with this. Moving right along, cooking with grease. Check this out, y'all. I found this the other day, too. I forgot that I had them. So check this out. First time growing successfully magnolias. So I grew a lot from seed, actually. I did that, zinnias, and some other things. First time doing successful flower plants, flowers, I guess, from seed. So what I have here is a bunch of magnolias, right? So what you do is these went to bloom, and they already did the seeds. So I got to break these up. And from my understanding, if these are developed enough, inside that pod right there, and inside these pods, are there seeds. So I got a whole schwack of them, yellows and oranges. So I figured I'm going to try it this year and try and save some money with some seeds from magnolias. Magnolias are an absolutely wonderful plant to have in your garden. Companion planting, beneficial for so many things. Good pollinator. Now, I might be wrong on this. No, I'm not even. I was just going to say they might be edible, but I think I'm wrong on that. There's another plant. There's another flower. Oh, what is it? It's not the zinnia. I grew some this year too. Nasturtiums. Nasturtiums. I know for a fact that nasturtiums are absolutely delicious. You could pick them from your garden and put them in salads. I'm curious. I'm gonna have to look into that. Let me know in the comments below. Are marigolds edible, or are they not? I'm gonna do some Google research on it as well. But yeah, I don't know. But I know nasturtiums definitely are. Oh, I'm so excited for this year's growing season. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait. Got the gusto back in my growing. Got the gusto. Oh, I seen the chickens go into the chicken tunnel the other day. They're like, "Whoa, what's this?" So there was like 3 of them just hopping around inside, and I was curious to see if I left enough room for them to turn around without any hassle. Sure enough, one went in there, was like, "Oh, hi there." Another one followed and turned around and went right back out. So it's gonna be awesome when I cut that hole for the chicken tunnel. I didn't even need to train them. Just curiosity got the chicken, right? Oh, them chickens, I tell you. Better than TV. Absolutely better than TV. And I would like to now I'm kind of curious. Have you all dealt with silkies? Because I hear that they are absolute buggers if they go broody on you. Even though they look so cool, I've heard silkies are one of the most stubborn buggers to break from being broody. So I don't know if I want to get them. So let me know if you've had any silkies in your own chicken endeavors. I'd also like to look into getting some Americanas. That way, can get the nice teal eggs. Now, when I get the order for the chicks, or sorry, not the chicks, but the what are they called? Pullets. 16 weeks old or something. Could be getting the wrong terminology as well. I'm gonna get some more brown layers, but I think I was thinking the other day, I think I'm gonna add some white in there as well, and then that way I'm gonna try to have, if I start, I'm not gonna sell them actually, but I'll continue giving them away, and then that way it'd be cool because then I could have brown eggs going like into like teal eggs going into white eggs all in one carton. It'd be like a cool rainbow carton, I was thinking. So I was thinking about that the other day. So yeah, if you got chickens, what kind of chickens you got? What kind of colors of eggs do you got? You know, there's some nice teal ones. There's even some ones that are like almost blue. And I know that it's like, you know, $25,000 for this chicken, but it's an all black chicken. It's all black. Beak, feet, feathers, everything. And it lays black eggs. And I guess this is one of the most luxurious chicken brands. Like, it's the most sought after, I guess, for its luxurious black eggs. Forget the name of it. But yeah, I guess it's like super, super expensive, like tens of thousands of dollars for this chicken. Water the plants. Get those all good to go. Got a snake fern. Snake plant. What snake fern? What is a snake fern? Snake plant. I have dark opal basil. There's Scotch bonnet, 2 Scotchy bees. There is, I believe, a yellow habanero. Jalapeno. My granddaddy jalapeno I showed you in my last video. And what's this? Orange hab. And then aloe vera. I believe that's everything for now. Here's my granddaddy jalapeno. I gotta move him away from the wood stove because he's not liking that. Oh, really hoping that this guy makes it for another year. Snake plant. I gotta take these off. And there's 1, 2, 3, so there's 4 plants in there. Gotta repot that. I gotta go slow with this because this soil is hydrophobic right now, unfortunately. So I gotta go slow. But they definitely are. Oh, they definitely are dry. All right, there we go. Oh, also, the Angel Tree fundraiser is still on the go. The link will be in the description. It's a great organization helping out kids this Christmas. Just going to be working to just change their Christmas morning with some gifts under the tree. So if you'd like to donate to that, it's a great cause. Link will be in the description below. As I checked the other day, we're right over $300. So I think we pushed $310. You guys are amazing. Amazing, I say. So my goal was 1,000. So if we can get even closer to that, it'll be open. I'm thinking until this weekend, going to head out this weekend. And because they're going to close it down around the 3rd or the 4th. Just because that gives them a little bit more time if people come in after the fact, because there's a lot of need, I guess, in the area. And they found in the years past that if they kept the fundraiser on until, let's say, like, you know, the 14th, some families would come in after the fact and they wouldn't really have that much time to prepare the stuff. So they're cutting it off right around the 3rd or the 4th this year. And then that way, if families come in after the fact, that they still have time to get some gifts and such for them. So if you want to help out a great cause, that would be muchly appreciated. And, you know, put a smile on some kid's face this Christmas morning. Okay, so we are making great progress. Making great progress. Put some stuff away. So get ready for the other stuffs. Let's see here. So like I mentioned in the walkthrough, the walk around tour kind of thing, still undecided kind of how it's going to work out. It's going to be a situation of money for the kitchen add-on. It's either going to be on the front or the back. I'd prefer it to be on the back and then the deck around the front. So if it's on the back, let me just show you what I'm thinking about for the back here. So I'll just move you all around. So let's see, how's this looking? So if it is for the back, what I'm thinking, so only from the inside is 12 to 12 right to the door, 12 foot. So it's 12 by 12. And then there's a 4-foot mudroom. So the whole length is 16 feet. So if I'm going to do it, it's going to be 16 feet by 8 feet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these cabinets down over here, move this cabinet, move the kitchen counter, move all that stuff. I'm going to blast a double door through this wall. So it's going to have a sliding barn door, and then it's going to have 2 or 3 steps down into the kitchen area. So that's what I'm thinking. I'd much rather prefer it that way, because if that were the case, then I could have the bathhouse. It'd be great because it would be a bathhouse, and I could possibly convert one side of it into a sauna, because what I was actually thinking was if I go that route with the kitchen on the back, I'll have a wood-fired cook stove, and I can close the barnwood doors, the double sliding barnwood doors, either to keep the warmth in here, to keep the warmth in there, or let cool in and let heat in, and just better circulation, right? So if it goes that way, what I was thinking was under the stairs here, where my post is, I would enclose this in with the stairs, and under here would be my indoor bathroom. So what do y'all think about that? I think that would be pretty cool. I don't have my tape measure, but if I remember correctly, this is 4 feet from here to here. I believe that's 4 feet. And if that's the case, this might be 5 feet. So maybe 4 by 5, which is definitely doable, because even looking as it is, it's bigger than an airplane's bathroom. So that would be super exciting. Outdoor bathroom would be great for the bathhouse, but then, you know, it'd be nice to have a bathroom inside, right? So that's kind of my thought process, and that's my brain hole working. The hamsters on the wheels are up there. They're always turning about stuff here. It's just the old De Niro, the Robert De Niro, right? If I had some De Niros, and if old Mr. Robert De Niro would help out, then this place would be done. No fools, no fun, eh? Check this out too. Found my bucket of chaga. Check out that. Like a rhino horn. So this was all sustainably harvested off the property last winter. Have a couple of videos on chaga further into the channel. Absolutely great. In my other video, I had mentioned that I had some mushroom, like a mushroom tea almost. It has 7 kinds of mushrooms in it, and this is actually a fungi. It's a mushroom. It grows on, usually, I find predominantly a lot more on yellow birch, but that doesn't mean birch trees is what the trees it grows on the most, and is one of the main trees where it gets its beneficial medicinal properties is when it grows on a birch tree. I've heard and was told other trees have it. I don't know about that. All the studies that I've looked at and read have specifically said birch trees, they have, I don't know, it's like a microbe or a bacteria or something on it that promotes this, and it's more medicinally benefit from the birch tree. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Got a whole heap of it that I was actually selling it. I had it bagged up and had a couple orders on the go. There was another woman from Ontario who was actually just messaging me looking for some chaga and reishi. I only have chaga, don't have any reishi. Just getting ready to do under the stairs, getting that all cleaned out. Same thing, I'll show you this right here. This is another one of the salves that I make. This is a St. John's wort salve, all natural, all 100% local and naturally foraged. So I have lots of these left over. If you're interested, hit me up in a message. I use them. I use it in my hair, use it on my hands. My mom absolutely loves it for bug bites. And then this is different than the salve we might be making later in the video, right here. This is my heal-all salve. And now the heal-all plant was used extensively in World War I and before. I wish I had flowers of it, or like I could get a picture of it, or maybe I can. So it's like a purple, it has a purple flower on it. It's like a purple conical flower, and it is just an absolutely beautiful plant. So I make salve of that, and it is more beneficial, I think, than the heal-all, or the St. John's wort. So just bear with me, I'm going to heal-all. Here we are right here. So this right here, medicinal herbs of Eastern Canada. I think I have the link to this book in one of my other videos in the description. But if you're looking for it, Medicinal Herbs of Eastern Canada, Pictorial Manual by Brenda Jones. I'll put the link in the description. Absolutely wonderful book. So here's the heal-all plant. Can you see that? Oh yeah, okay, there you are. So there's what the heal-all plant looks like. And let me just read off a couple things that it's beneficial for. High in antioxidants and antiseptic. A lukewarm infusion makes a nourishing drink mixed with honey. Can be used to gargle to treat sore throats and mouth infections. It enhances the immune system, works well with lymphatic system to reduce swelling, reduces mumps, swollen glands, and mastitis. Weak infusion may be used in a sterile eye wash for dry, painful eyes or conjunctivitis. Before the Second World War, heal-all was used extensively to clean wounds and stop hemorrhaging. The fresh leaf can be used as a poultice or in a compress. It's used as inflamed wounds or sores, used internally to treat diarrhea, colitis, hemorrhoids, or internal bleeding. Maybe infused with oil. That's what I'm doing. I'm infusing it with oil, and then we're going to do it into a beeswax salve. May be made into an oil, into lotions or ointments to treat hemorrhoids, burns, skin ulcers, boils, eczema, and other skin irritations. Now that's the same thing, both the heal-all and the St. John's wort. Absolutely beautiful. And if you see, now, let me see if you can. Yeah, no, not really. So let me just show you. So what I have drying right up there, actually, right up here, is St. John's wort plant. And I have that out drying there. I'm not going to make it into a salve because I could actually pick this off, and I plan to do it in the middle of the winter. And you could pick this off, make a tea, and that tea is actually wonderful for seasonal disorder. It's great for stress and anxiety. So for me, being in a cabin 6 months into the winter, right? You get a little bit of cabin fever. So that's that's why I kept it and I harvested it, not making it into salve this year. I'm going to the days that I'm feeling a little bit down, right? Cabin fever kind of deal. I can make a tea with that, and I'm telling you, it, boom, you can feel it instantly. It's the same with my mushroom tea that I make. You have a sip of that, or if you just down that, just down it, literally, you feel it instantly. You're just like, you start to get like, I don't know, man, like hypersensitive, but in a good way. Like you just feel like your senses are heightened. Your mood is elevated. It just is a wonderful, wonderful feeling. So I just thought I'd share that with you. This has so many more uses, the heal-all plant. Same, there's many more videos on my channel of foraging and natural medicinal plants, because that I absolutely love sharing those ideas. And literally, the Lord makes it all for our benefits. And there'll be many, many more videos on it in the up and coming months, coming into the spring and summer months. I can't wait to take you all on a big foraging adventure. I've been getting slowly, now this is a different ball of yarn, is fungi and mushrooms. I can only identify a couple of them that I'd be 100% sure that I could identify and harvest. And they say if you're not 100% sure on harvesting mushrooms, leave it. So I'm learning more on that as well, and I'd like to take a course on it. So just things always to improve on, right? Making my way with the dishes, walking slow, and I'm already homebound. Do, 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 do. Don't mind me. So I was in town earlier, and it was pretty cool. I seen an MGB actually, and it's a British sports car, and it was pretty cool because my old man's into all the British sports cars. He's redone a couple of the old MGBs, and it was actually the red color that his first MG was. So if you're watching, Daddy-O, hello, love ya. Seen an MGB down here that reminded me of ya, which was cool to see. It's cool because there was actually a little bit ago. It wasn't a Spitfire because he has a Spitfire. It was a TR6. It was a Triumph TR6. And anytime I see any Triumphs kicking around, it reminds me of him. They're just such. Now, this is my personal preference or opinion. I don't know actually which one he likes more, the Spitfire or the MGB, because he has also a couple other different ones as well. But for me, anytime like I see a TR6 or a Spitfire or anything like that, those cars I think just look so slick. And I said to him, I remember one time I'm like, oh man, like wouldn't it be some cool? Because I think I said it with the MGB because he had 2 shells of an MGB, and I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to chuck like a 5 liter in the MG or in the Spitfire? Because they're such a light, small car. They're like small like a Miata, but just way better looking. And I said, wouldn't it be cool to chuck a 5 liter into the old Spitfire or MG? And I'm pretty sure he's like, you know what? I've actually thought about it. So come on, Dad, let's chuck a 5 liter in the Spitfire. Getting dishes done, and it looks more of a mess right now than anything because I'm trying to get the under the stairway cleaned out, get that good to go, because that'll help out with storage immensely. Whew, 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 whew. Fire's going in. It's just nice and toasty in here, I'll tell you what. Okay. What am I doing here? Squirrel! Alright, let's get this out. Clean out this. Oh yeah, okay, look at this. Finding all kinds of cool stuff. So, here are all my bags for my chaga. And actually, oh yeah, okay. Look at that, my bags of chaga already bagged up, good to go. I think I was doing them in, was it 50 or 100 grams? Oh my, look at this. And then these are all the salves that I have. Nice. Look at that. My St. John's wort salves. Nice. Beautiful. Definitely going to keep that out, go through those. There's probably 20 or 30 St. John's wort salves in there, which is awesome. Awesome, awesome. I use that stuff every day. Like I say, put it in my hair, my hands, for split ends on the tips of my hair. And honestly, like I don't use shampoo because shampoo just wrecks my hair and it just tears apart my scalp. And I haven't used shampoo in probably 2 years. And my hair has been the healthiest it's ever been. So just, kind of thought. I kind of compare it to argan oil, I guess is what I compare it to. Because I've used argan oil as well. And that's really helped out my hair as well. Some guys that probably watching be like, oh, you're such a woman. Talking about working with your hair and all that. Man, it's just like, I'm comfortable with my sexuality. Man, like, I know I love women. Why are you so, questionable? oh, oh my. It's like, I don't know. I look at it as I am who I am on camera and I am who I am off camera, right? And those people that you get like the old rough and gruff, like an old sailor just right to your face, tell you how it is. And some people might consider him an arsehole, right? I would much rather somebody an arsehole to my face and all the time than somebody that's nice to my face and talking behind my back. If you're a true arsehole and you know that and you can take it for face value, then I'd rather that honestly than somebody who's two-faced. And it seems like there's a lot of two-faced people around who will, praise you in their presence and spit on you when you're gone. So, and the way that I look at it is just when you're talking with somebody, just make a mental note when you're talking with somebody and this person starts talking about somebody else negatively or positively, then that's how they speak about you when you're not there. If they're speaking negative about somebody who's not there, then when you're not there, they're going to speak negative about you. If they're speaking positive about somebody who's not there, chances are they're going to speak positive about you when you're not there. That's the way that I look at it. How they speak to others when they're not there is how they're going to speak about you when you're not there. So that's why I have a very, very small circle. Well. Place doesn't look too bad, actually. Just have to move some bottles. I'm going to dump my water. That stove is just working great, especially when you're moving around. Lego chickens. All right. put that back under the stairs for the next time. And check it out, check it out. Kitchen's a lot cleaner, a lot more organized. Same with under the stairs, a lot more organized under the stairs. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So with that being said though, I do not think... What time is it? What time is it, Mr. Wolf? Oh yeah, wow, it's days moving along. So, unfortunately, this video, like making the salve, that's going to have to wait for another day. Because the day is moving along. I don't have anything taken out for dinner, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do for dinner. And yeah, that is awesome, awesome, awesome. Another successful day here at the cabin, getting stuff cleaned up, eh? Be sure to check out any of my previous videos. If this is your first time watching and you made it to this far, lots of previous videos, lots more to come. Adam signing off here at the 12 by 12 tiny cabin in the woods / homestead. God bless y'all. Keep that stick on their ice. There is no failure. You just got to keep on trucking forward. But remember, you can't start at the finish line, and the adventure is in the journey, not the destination. God bless y'all, and we'll see y'all back here soon. Adam out. Peace, y'all.